Okay, measures and dimensions. This is a topic that seemingly should be quite straightforward, but it always catches people out. We always rely on our intuition a bit too much, and that's definitely the case in this occasion here. Now let's look at this square in the top left-hand corner. Now it's 1 meter by 1 meter. Now I want to convert this into centimeters, or rather centimeters squared. Now the area of this square here is 1 times 1, so that's 1 meter squared. So what would that be in terms of centimeters squared? Well, 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters, and so this side is 100 centimeters as well. So the area of this square, which is exactly the same as the area of this square, but this time in terms of centimeters squared, where it's 100 times 100, and so it becomes 10,000 centimeters squared, not 1,000 as most people normally put. So if we were to convert between meters and centimeters, we would times it by 100, but if we want to convert between meters squared and centimeters squared, well, we see that 1 meter squared is actually equal to 10,000 centimeters squared. Not 100, not 1,000, but 10,000. Now we can do exactly the same if we think about a cube, because 1 meter, we've already seen, is the same as 100 centimeters. And so the volume of this cube is 1 meter cubed, but it's also equal to 100 centimeters times 100 centimeters times 100 centimeters. So that's the same as saying 1 million centimeters cubed. So 1 meter cubed is the same as 1 million centimeters cubed. So always go back to those examples if you need to think about it. Let's apply that now to two questions. And the first one, well, we already know that 10,000 centimeters squared is the same as 1 meter squared. So therefore, if we've got 320,000 centimeters squared, well, what would that be as an answer? Well, how would we get from 10,000 to 320,000? We'd times it by 32, so we would do exactly the same over here to get an answer of 32 meters squared. Now here's a case in point with what we were just saying, because with this time we've got kilometers squared to meters squared. So if you're not sure what the conversion is, well, we're talking about squared, so let's draw a square to see that, an identical square, and let's say that this side here is 1 kilometer and this side here is 1 kilometer. So this has an area of 1 kilometer squared. How many kilometers, or rather how many meters are there in a kilometer? Well, that is 1,000. So this time we get 1,000 meters by 1,000 meters. We've got exactly the same square, times these two together, and this time we're going to get 1,000,000 meters squared. So what do we learn from that? We learn that 1 kilometer squared is equal to 1,000,000 meters squared. So if we want to convert kilometers squared to meters squared, we need to times it by 1,000,000. So we're going to do 0.007 kilometers squared times that by 1,000,000, and let's see what happens there. 3, 1, 2, 3, and we should get 700 meters squared. Okay, so always go back to first principles in these ones if we are not sure how to do it. Okay, so read back over that again if you're not sure.